Hello, welcome back. My microphone's actually on this time. glad I caught that early. Yeah, so hi, it's this game where we just have world-ending event after world-ending event, and yet somehow the story manages to keep on going, first and last. So I was thinking about something. There was a time once when Groff claimed to Faye that he had killed Khan. What was it he said? That was the most delicious death scream or something? We got to hear his scream, but learned that he didn't exactly kill Khan. He took him over, but it was incomplete takeover, something. Okay, so we're here. What'd they say? The snow plains? Things are very bad, as they tend to be. Merkava crashed down. Deus has terraformed the entire planet into a weapon, or is in the process of doing so. There was a name for these creatures, Borcows, I think? Yeah, that seems right. Haven't seen one in a really long time. Where are we? It sounds like Shevat in here. Though this base is the last refuge for humans. As you can no doubt see, we have almost no supplies. Anyway, we're using a fallen piece of Shevat as the main base. Oh, Shevat fell. When and why did that happen? Was that part of the Merkava attack? But you probably could have guessed that, huh? You brought its music box along with it. If we can take out Deus even one day sooner, we can't hold out much longer like this. Okay. Hey, welcome. What can I do for you today? Hey? Got some supplies here. What do you have? Sonic Wave? What's that? It's, Bart Whip he already has. Thor's Thunder. Right. And, ammo I already have. Ooh, ammo I have but have not equipped. Godson ammo. Shot G80. Oh, I should get some of that. Sure. In case Billy ends up in the party somehow. Well, the implication here, if you're selling this, is that that's going to... Whoa! Hold up, no, those are accessories. I thought those were just permanent upgrades I could buy. Okay. That'd be an interesting thing. Yeah, so implication is there will be more fighting outside of Gears. We have the, how is it, the Xenogears now? Xenogears. Fenrir and Vari. Oh, so Xenogears is just the name now of... Look what Kishin's sword does when I do this. It, like, turns a different color for a frame. So Xenogears is now just the name of Veltal 2 combined with whatever Wiseman's gear was. Still calling him Wiseman. Khan, you know. So... Don't think I'm ever getting back on the Yggdrasil, so I won't get to hear the lowdown on it. Those look fine. Bart, you can have a thing. Thor's Thunder. Right. Ave, Kislev, Nissan. We've been feuding for such a long time, but finally we are coming together as one like this. But it's probably already too late. It's always the case. By the time we notice anything, it's way too late. How could we possibly stand up to God's army? The situation's really hopeless. Us people of Shevat have always dreamed of coming down to live on the planet's surface. That's right, you have! You told me that. But we didn't ever imagine this would be how we would realize that dream. This is unbearable. Hey, I've got all kinds of good stuff here. Hey, you need anything? Maybe? What you got? Stuff I do not care about. What's Sigma Soul? EP to full. I don't know, maybe I should have a couple of those. Sure. I don't think I have much of anything worth selling, right? Any gold nuggets or whatever? Don't think I'll ever be going back to, that place. Nortune. Probably doesn't exist anymore. Finally got ivory, and this is where I'm selling it. Oh hey, I have drive! I should use it. Oh, gold bullion, there we go. What's this text doing? It's doing weird stuff. Right, okay. I don't really need money, I just felt like selling for some reason. Hey, many thanks. Come on back anytime you need anything. Hey. Everybody talks like that. So what's this about drive? Tell me about that. Stir drive. I'll give 1 to Faye and 1 to Citan. EP drive. Oh, cool. Who runs low on EP? Nobody, really. I'll give 1 to Citan and set on the rest? I don't know, is it relevant? ETH Def drive. Everybody could use that. Probably especially Bart. Apparently I'm not thinking too hard about this. ETH Def. 54, 44, 34. Yeah, let's give... how many did I have? Was it 3? Oh, it's only +1. I'm gonna give 2 to Bart and 1 to Citan. ETH drive. Ether value. Okay, bigger Sazanami. Bigger Sazanami. Sure, the other 2 maybe can go to Billy if he's ever in the party again. Vit drive. You need that, Bart. I don't know if I have the means to change my party right now. I don't think I chose this party. I think it chose me. It's not like we're born just to die? What's going to happen to us now, to this world? We can't carry on without at least drinking. It's scary and lonely. Okay. What am I stuck on? Everything? Remember that one time that kid cornered me in a building in some random town? It's gotten awfully cold. I hate the cold. It's killing me. If the temperature keeps dropping like this, we'll all be frozen before Deus can finish us off. Oh, look at those big flames. Burn, burn, burn up this whole world. My home, my whole family, everything's been destroyed by them. Who cares anymore? Burn it all up. Firekeeper's having some fun here. So many have died. If this continues, even more will die. It's the same as 500 years ago. That tragedy and hardship is being repeated again. What's going to happen to our world? What's going to happen to us? Burning, burning. All my rare first edition books and valuable autographs. I know supplies are short, but I can't believe they're burning my treasures. Wow, yeah. Were you the one who was, like, super into books? How was it? Please don't lick the books in the library or something? What was that line? I forget. Hey, buddy, you need something? Hey, hang on a minute. Clank? I guess you're getting your group of supplies down. Can you tune up the Xenogears? Yes. You actually can. Alright, sure. Let's do it. Fenrir and Vari, you need anything? Probably. Sure. That's gonna drain, like, all my money. Number 17, Cress, okay, sure. So I can't see, so nothing for Xenogears, of course. RX Metal 70, that's fine. That's better. Yes. Alright, well I'm gonna do this, and I hope I don't end up regretting it too much. Either of those is fine, they're the same price. I guess I'll go RX Metal 70. Fenrir. I'll tune up the gears that are with me now, and that's about it. So I won't have money for any more. Oh, you need this badly. I guess I did need to sell that stuff. That's a big upgrade in HP. You already have RX Metal 70, which is good because I can't afford anything else. Alright, fuel, sure. Costs a little bit. Okay. Thanks. Come again and I'll give you a better deal. Yeah, better you than me. What? Hey, aren't those Pico tiles cute? They're going cheap, cheap too. How about it? Cheap? Want to buy my Pico tiles? Okay. Alright, 20,000 G for the lot, and no haggling for a discount, so pay up. You don't have enough money. Well, maybe next time then. Cheapskates. And then you spell it that way. Alright, well I can make that happen. Only need a little more. What, 4,000? Let's sell some old weapons. Cobra Kraka, for example. Magical Rod. Elly doesn't even exist anymore. Leather Whip. Iron Whip. Whippersnapper. Arcane Rod. Lunar Rod. Some old worthless ammo. Shot G50. I have shot G80. B&J M10S. Which is the expensive stuff? I don't know. Dynamite Rod, here we go, that's worth a bit. Black Snake, sure. Silver Blood, sure. Okay, that's enough. Let's get some pets. This is a perfect time for this. Alright, 20,000 G for the lot, and no haggling for a discount, so pay up. Forced to pay 20,000 G! And 4 units of 5,000. Thanks, they're really delicious if you grill them. Rude! Well... Ah! They heard you. Give me back my money. I know nothing. Nothing. Give me back my money. I'm not giving you your money back. They ran away after I sold them to you. I suppose you have a point. Okay, I just got Big Jode. What if he still exists? I don't think so. I think he turned into an anima and was absorbed by Billy or somebody. Joseph Anima. Except Dan. There was an anima called Dan, and then we encountered actual Dan afterwards, so maybe not. He's probably in here somewhere. It's not bad. There are a lot of people, and it's fun to play in the snow. Kid's doing alright. After losing our home in Kislev, we lost our home in Ave too, so we decided to stay here for a while. But next time I want to live somewhere that's green. You're living somewhere white instead. I never thought I'd live here. I wanted to make my parents happy. Okay. All these kitties. Meow, I'm trying to talk to you. I wasn't planning on living here, but my son's family is with me. I don't know why, but recently families keep increasing. What? I like this house because there are lots of cats. That's a good reason. We had a hard time evacuating because my daughter begged us to take all the cats with us. Oh, this is the new cat house. I remember the cat house. Alright, well hey, you did it. You got all the cats. This isn't bad at all compared to military camp and the cat house. Alright. So that's some kind of maybe elevator to the surface? It's hard to tell. I don't trust it. It's going to punt me into the next story scene if I step in the wrong place. So here's what I should do. Get trapped by a bunch of kitties, and then, once I manage to get untrapped, let's save again. Do I know where I did that first? Yes, here. Past the boar cow. Man, like, actually getting to walk around and talk to people? In this game? Imagine that. Next thing you're gonna be telling me I can actually go to the overworld. What's in here? The stop of music. What? Are you serious? Okay. The overworld still exists. Man, how long was it since I saw this? Okay. So that is not something I expected. I am pleasantly surprised. Cool. Tiny little cave. Hi. I think I smell treasure over here. Guess you're excavating. Enlarging the home. Okay. What good is treasure in this state of the world? Unless you can burn it or eat it. I don't know what it's going to do for you. We are to be judged. The last... Why do you talk so slow? Day is nigh. You two should be careful. It's all according to prophecy. Just when I thought I could ride the UFO, it's not flying anymore. On top of that, this guy keeps saying annoying stuff. Yeah, he talks real slow. Who is that? You, I feel like, maybe are from the orphanage. You were the one who was super enthusiastic about the refuge for skinful termites or whatever. Oh Queen, what do you see with those eyes? That look of sorrow as if you've lost something. But within that there lies a kindness which would forgive all. What am I looking at here? This goes somewhere. To the surface. An iced over building. I guess this is Shevat remains. Sure. Oh yeah, I recognize the spot. This is way up high. The snow keeps falling, softly covering up everything in this world. Our sorrow, our defilement, our mistakes. If only we could wipe away these things as easily as that. What have I been doing, been pursuing, for these past 500 years? By the way, how is the person you rescued from Merkava? Who's that? I heard he recovered consciousness. I don't know, this is the first I've heard of this. Yes, well, at first he had lost faith in himself, but now he is better. Kar has revived himself and has found some real meaning in his life. We got Ramses out! Alright. If he decides to fight on our side, then our total fighting power shall be greatly increased. Does he replace Elly in the party? Whoa. Something's happening. There he is. Kar, please listen to me. Right now we must forget about being friend or foe. We all must support one another regardless. Right now we need your help. I am just trash. A reject. Slap. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and pull yourself together, man. Hyuga, what are you? Trash. Reject. You can take pity and call yourself that all you want, but what about them? Oh, they're here too. Are these women stupid or trash or rejects too for believing in you? The reasons why you helped the girls, who had no one to turn to, may not have been that noble. But in spite of that, they stuck with you. Do you know why? They know you better than anybody else. They know the true kindness that exists within your heart, inside your heart. They know because they want to be loved. That is why they won't leave you. Kar, do not make them into the trash or rejects that you speak of. Commander. All of you. Needless to say, you are not trash or a reject. We know that better than anyone does. I didn't realize that what I've been looking for was so close to me. I'm sorry for not realizing sooner. Oh, Commander. Okay. I think that was the most emotion we've ever seen out of Citan. So much has happened between him and I. When this battle ends, I want to face Ramses one-on-one in sport, not war, as a martial artist. I'm sure he wishes the same thing too. I'm not. Perhaps. Faye, may I ask you something? About Elly. What if, even if we break Zohar's spell, she doesn't return to normal? Elly will be back to her usual self. I will go on believing that. But even if that doesn't happen, I will still, well, let's just say that I'm prepared for that too. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, you know. Your opponent is the person you love. If you decide to quit now, no one will blame you. To quit would be meaningless. All that I have fought for, and all that I live for would come to have no meaning at all. People should be free, with no one bound by others and no one binding others. Inside of me there is a part of me that desires that freedom, and a part of me that gives me hope. So I shall fight to win true freedom, for we are still alive. We fight to live. That is the reason why I fight. It's proof I'm human. Faye's come a long way since his pacifist past, apparently. Now fighting is his entire purpose. Well, yeah, he unified with id, the violent part of himself. I promised my father and myself too that I would free Elly from Deus's binds, that I would save her. I understand, so let's keep believing and hope for a miracle. Okay. So I can find Ramses somewhere in there. The snow keeps falling, softly covering up. Uh-huh. Watch that entire scene play again. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. By the way, how's that person you saved from Merkava? Okay. That would have been funny for a second, but also not. I think there's nowhere else of interest I can go here. That is how it seems. Okay. The music changed here because of that. A choo-choo sliding down the... Yahoo! Having some fun. Yeah, this kid with the ridiculous pompadours from the orphanage. This is the first time for me to see snow, and boy is it cold, slippery, and fun! I don't want you to think what I am doing at a time like this. If I don't do this, I can't keep my composure. You're allowed to have fun, it's fine. Just when I thought Prince Bartholomew would return and bring peace to the land of Ave. Just goes to show you never know what might happen in this world. I've heard rumors that a part of Nortun, the old capital of Kislev, survived. I wonder if they're still conducting that barbaric bar-telling thing. Really, I ask you, what are we to do with our menfolk these days? So maybe I could have sold my ivory there. Too late. I'm gonna go there after this. Hey, Dan! In the prison, when I saw you change into a monster, I understood everything. Living inside of you, Faye, there is a monster that's not you. He's the bad one. He's to blame. No, it's not really like that. You don't understand anything. So, to forgive you or not to forgive you, well, that's not the problem. It's not like it's gonna turn back things the way they were, but it's just... I don't know how to say it properly, but I'm sorry. It's alright, Dan. Enough already. I understand. It is my fault. I'm sorry I caused you such pain. I'm just glad that I could finally make peace with you. Take care, kiddo. Alright. Faye, I was scared a little, but not really scared. Whoa, she's speaking in complete sentences? What? Because I knew that inside of that monster, you were doing all that you could to fight it, Faye. I knew it. Speaking of which, where's Primera? Is she in here somewhere? Hey, check it out. It's one of these things. Like, it looks incomplete. Looks like it needs another one next to it. Alright. Alright, so snow sliding there, Zephyr up here. Overworld out there. This... no wait, where am I? Some direction. Wait. I'm... feeling a little lost. Where does this go? Is this the overworld? No. No, this... right, that's the treasure cave. Overworld was this one. Okay. So you, what are you? Wait, this is the cat house. Okay. Maybe I can't catch up with Ramses. I think I went every direction now. So this is our sleeping quarters, right? With the boar cow? No. This is something else. Oh, this is the old prison. I see. That part of Shevat. Whoa. Ah, what did I get abducted by? Okay, here we go. I just have to jump. Hi. There's nothing here. He's long gone already. But wow, to make a hole this big. That's where Faye was, isn't it? Okay, this keeps going. I guess I wasn't supposed to have used this. I'm sorry I caused you so much trouble. Your little brother was really mad at me. He asked us whether we had hearts or not. What? Who and what are you talking about? I envy you having a brother with enough guts to be honest. What? I do not understand any part of this text here. Wasn't supposed to have used this. Oh, hang on. Okay, you were part of... You were the... This was how Faye was encased in Carbonite. And I think when you say little brother, you probably mean Dan? Yeah, you probably mean Dan. Okay. Let's assume that. And he's apologizing for what he did to me. I came from there, so I go this way. Okay. I have a stupid son, you know. He used to fish for a living, but one day he said he saw a merman city on the seafloor. Was it the boy? Since then, he hasn't gone out to sea. He's become a landlubber. We haven't seen him these past few years. I don't know what he's doing now. How's the Thames? I wonder. Hey, you have a rare stone there too. Is it a mermaid's tear? They're tough to find. That's right, I do have a mermaid's tear. My son wore one as a good luck charm. I wonder if there is a girl out there fit to wear your stone. Okay. I don't remember where I got that, but I did remember having gotten it. And, not knowing what to do with it. Okay. So still looking for a car somewhere in here. Rams just the automobile. So I can probably go in there, I would imagine. Find somebody drunk, maybe. Everyone's gonna die. Booze! Bring booze. Uh-huh. Plenty of good men are dead now. What kind of doctor am I if I can't save people dying right in front of me? You're the doctor from the Thames. Why should an old man like me survive that? Hey you, it's freezing in here. Can't you do something? This is not good for my complexion. You ought to put on more clothes. You're not dressed for this weather. A town without prisoners. How boring. Wow. But then again, the world itself is like a prison. Sure. That's the spirit. You're not my dad. Lance. Whoa. Okay. We found Franz and, Hans. Hans, is that you? You're alive? Yeah, you too. But if you're here, that means the Thames was... The Thames sank. The angels attacked. Sorry, Franz isn't here. Of course they did. The Thames withstood the onslaught of reapers, but was defenseless against those angels. Hardly anyone got out in time. They went down with the Thames. Is the captain here? Wait a minute, what about the captain? He's okay, right? The captain said he'd watch the end of the Thames with his own eyes. Captain goes down with the ship. That's how it is. You're kidding, right? That old guy died. No way. No, the captain is alive. He is the kind that never keels over. But he went down with the ship. Maybe we can find him somewhere. Kana. Some flashy woman in Thames taught me a card game. Oh, can I play it with you? Do you want to play? Yes, I do, but I want to play as Emeralda. Chicken. Okay. Hold up. How do I switch party members, though? Okay, so in case I can't, I'm gonna play as... I don't know, Faye? No, there has to be a way to switch. I could probably... So there's the Yggdrasil out there. I want to play as Emeralda, because I want to hear what she says. And there was like one more, Choo-Choo winning, I haven't heard yet. Truth reflecting mirror. Oh. Suiton's reflection. Alright. I guess this is just like, hey, you want to see some animations? Here you go. It's silly. Oh, right. Can't go there. That floor doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Hi. You ran away. I'll never call him Dad. Right? Okay, I've been going clockwise around here. This... is that a sign I can read? It's a sign, but I don't think I can read it. There's the boar cow. Okay. So, Margie... do you exist in the Yggdrasil, and can I change to Emeralda there? So maybe I can hear the lowdown on, the thing. I pressed a button. Okay, it's doing what I wanted. Great. Hey friends, there's some cool dolphin buddies down there you might want to meet. Didn't realize that you were there. Want to hear some hot sounds. Okay. No, enough already. Okay. So the sound test is still alive. What do these people say? The map needs to be rewritten because of what's happened. Yep. Our maps are not much of a help anymore. Do you want to see the ship's chart? Yes, I do. So Nortune still exists. Snowfield hideout is way down there. How do I navigate this? Tora's house. That's where that is. Deus is there. Anima Relic Dungeon 2. Anima Relic Dungeon 1. Okay, so those still exist. Hey, I wonder if that that one spot on the map that never did anything does something now. Like a big stone fort thing. All I've heard is static since then. I hope people are still alive out there. Let's put more oomph into it. I'm finally getting used to being in the sky, but I shouldn't get too relaxed yet. So I guess basically, like, the ship's missiles might not work on that monster. Probably not. That Jericho is serious. I should put more oomph into it too, okay? I guess I'll talk to you, just in case. If Sigurd passes away, I will. Yggdrasil 3 can fly now, thanks to Shevat's technology, but the operations have changed a little, so I've got to study them all over again. Nope. Okay. What was I on about? Right, so I guess there were a lot of major world state changes that kind of happened all in a row. So the whole structure of keeping me from the overworld until what must be now its final state. Basically, I guess just save them the cost of having to build out all those different overworlds in their different states. The tree's grown a little bit. It may only be little by little, but it still means our hopes and dreams are also growing to fruition. God, I've been standing here for such a long time. Was I of any help to you? Of course. Well, I'm happy to hear that, even if you're not being truthful. You told me something once that I already knew, so I guess I was mostly just saying that to make you feel good. Right, changing to Emeralda, playing cards, I haven't forgotten. It appears the final hour is approaching. If need be, this Mason will also take up arms and come to your aid. He's gonna replace Elly in my party. What do you got, weapon-wise? Same as in that other spot. Okay. I'm gonna assume your items are also the same. Billy's here. It was a long journey, but what we did was not in vain. Let's prove it. Okay, so when I switch party, I need to talk to Bart and Sitan. Do I know their hangout spots? Well, a certain rat won't be down here anymore. Here we go. I'll never forgive what they did to him. He did nothing wrong. Mourning the loss of your old friend. Even if you weren't always on the friendliest terms with him. Deep down they cared about each other. Engine full power. Engine full power. It's almost time. We may not be able to do much on the front line, but we'll give you the best support we can. Coil break, the Torrid has cooled down suddenly. Really? Still on about that. I knew this dog's name once. I don't anymore. And nobody hangs out in... Whoa! Camera, please. Okay, there I am. Nobody hangs out in Elly's old room, do they? Oh yeah, they do. Multiple. Emeralda. Emeralda, go too. Yes, you're gonna play cards. The bonds between my father and I can't be broken, okay? What was the chapter called? Merkava Calls? Was that it? Or was that a different one? Fight to your heart's content and go get injured to your heart's content. Okay? No one. Oh yeah, we're going to give it all we got for the young master. Whoa! Did he actually hurt himself now? Yes! Ah, if only I wasn't wounded, I'd also be able to. Gotta get your shtick back on. So you jumped a little too enthusiastically, slipped and fell, and broke several bones on the way. You just had to. Yep. You haven't changed since the apocalypse, since the many apocalypses. Your daughter's future. Is your daughter on board here? Do I know your daughter? Get enough rest, be ready for the decisive battle. Not now. That's a Final Fantasy thing. Actually, that's just one of those, I think it's like a Japanese phrase that's translated a certain way, just like this weird idiomatic thing that shows up in English for some reason. I'll remember to obey, lights out from now on, so please come back alive, okay? So that's why you're standing there. Hey, Primera. Oh. Is this still the same note? Yes. Okay. But it's so nice and quick to read. Hey, Margie. It's been a bit. You're the only ones who can save us. We're counting on you. Young master, you better not die. Promise me. She's having a moment with Bart. Of course. I'm not going to die. Quit saying such weird stuff. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. You'll make it back. When you come back, I'm going to... Well, I just thought... Maybe I could be closer to you, you know? Hey, whoa, quit it! Do you know what you're saying? Just kidding. Young master, you're all panicked! These two love to mess with each other. Funny, I don't see Choo-Choo anywhere. Hey, you don't! That's right! There's somebody else who's supposed to be in this room. Where'd she go off to? Change party members. Is she available? No! Choo-Choo's doing something. Alright, I want Emeralda, and I'll take Rico. I need to find Choo-Choo. And I want to hear the lowdown on the Xenogears. Tell me the story of the entire game. See you in 60 hours. I actually wanted to talk to the person, but the door opened instead. Do you suppose I could still go back to the Kislev Arena and have the battles there? Probably. Oh, agility and snow. Well, that might be relevant. Since we are in a snowy place now. Frame HP 90. Wow, that's... How much fuel would that use? I could just barely afford one. Thor G-Whip, that's an upgrade. I can't afford that at all. Okay. I might have stuff I could sell. Probably have a lot of stuff I could sell. I mean, that's enough to get the whip. Sure. And I probably have parts I could sell. Is that true? I don't need that many resp circuits. They go for a little bit. I have too much mica. I have too much ether R. That might be, well, +4? Yeah, no, that's never going to be relevant. Is there a point to this exercise I'm doing right now? There really is not. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Cast R? I don't know that one. Hang on, what's in parts? I checked this already. Thorgwip. For one of the very few gears that actually uses weapons. Almost none of them do, and it's so weird. It's like, just Elly and Bart's gear, and Citan's now, I guess. I think none of the no, Billy's has a gun. Tell me about this gear. Oh, there's Choo Choo. I found her. She's standing in Ferge's place, isn't she? What do you want to do? Here, low down. This is Xenogears. It is phase gear. Height, base weight, full weight, when fully equipped. Veltal 2 was transformed after its contact with Zohar. Detailed specs cannot be ascertained by the measuring devices here. But then again, I wonder whether this gear has a limited ability to measure at all. It almost seems that this gear gets stronger and stronger as phase mental powers increase. Anyhow, the engine seems to have been left in there from before, so it should require fuel as before. But it wouldn't surprise me if this thing doesn't actually need fuel anymore. Wouldn't that be nice? My compass looks weird on this screen. I guess it's just the perspective. Andvari. Have I heard the lowdown on Andvari? Actually, there are a lot of these I have not heard about. Yeah, like, whose gear didn't get replaced? No one's gear didn't get replaced. Well, Choo Choo. Zidsane. Crescents. Okay, several of them didn't get replaced. This is Andvari, the Young Master's gear. I've probably heard this. It was created by two of the sages of Shevat, Balthazar and Melchior. I'm not sure. They made it using the data on the Omnigear left by Roni Fatima, an ancestor of the Young Master, and the data obtained from Xenogears. Okay, I definitely didn't hear this before. Nobody's really explained what Xenogears is. It's just the final form of Veltal. It is a combination of the latest gear technology and nanotechnology, but the performance is the same as when it was an Omni-gear. But it's not anymore? Even when it was found hidden in the underground in Nissan, its basic weapon equipment was the whip. That must mean the Young Master's ancestors must have used whips and rods too. I guess it's in the blood, huh? Okay. And rods. That's Elly's thing. She's not related to Bart as far as I know. Fenrir. Was this that gear we walked over in Solaris once? I'm not clear on that point. View gear from the front. What did it look like? The colors are similar, but I thought the face was different. But I don't know, I only saw that briefly and underwater and from a weird angle. This is Fenrir, Dr. Sidan Uzuki's gear. Hyuga Rikto. It was created by two of the sages of Shevat, Balthazar and Melchior. Gaspar was not involved. They used the data from the Omnigear Fenril, brought from Solaris by the Doctor and phase Xenogears. Oh dear. Was this like a different translator doing this line or something? It is a union of gear and nanotechnology, but the performance is the same as when it was an Omnigear. The default equipment is the sword, which seems to be the Doctor's weapon of choice. Okay, so all of our gears have changed again. Using the Xenogears, which is new, every single one of them has been improved now. So this is Fenrir Mark II. That was Andvari Mark II. This is Stier 2 Mark II. Ooh, this one's elevated differently. Gotta go up a stairway to get there. Except not on this scene. Hi. This is Gear. It is Rico's gear. Like the other Omnigears, it was at one point an anima relic absorbed by Deus and deactivated. Oh, that's right! That did happen. However, using the data taken from Xenogears as a base, the sages of Shevat, Balthazar, and Melchior reconstructed it. Okay, so what you're saying... all of this happened extremely recently. Okay. Thanks to that, its capabilities have increased compared to the prior version. Its standard weapon is the same as it was before its reconstruction. Nothing. Well, I guess it has guns that it fires, for free. But you don't equip a different gun. Hey, choo-choo. Different music here. Feel gear from here. Look at that weird little rabbit thing. Feel gear from the front. Look at those weird feet. Huh. Hear the lowdown on the gear. This is... Choo-choo? What in the world are you doing here? You don't need any maintenance work. You're in the way. Go eat some food and take a nap or something. I'm exhausted. Since you're here, I'd like a massage. Just kidding. Wouldn't that be easier if you weren't transformed? Elly, she was so kind. I know I'm not the only one to miss her. I know Bart, Margie, Billy, Citan, Rico, Maria, Emeralda, and Faye all do it too. Although they... Aiming everybody. Although they don't say it, I can feel it. Standing here, I remember her kind and gentle smile. Elly will return, won't she? Thanks, Choo-Choo. Thanks for trying to reduce all this tension in the air for me. I'll remember this. Anyway, Ellie's gotta be alive, right? Faye. Let's go back to the room. Margie seemed worried. Okay, I'll come too. Does she still have her big crush on Faye? She hasn't talked about it in a while. Alright. So now there'll be nobody here? Yeah, I can't even go. Okay. Right, Zibsane doesn't fit in here. Shouldn't Crescens be in here somewhere? I guess it's farther to that direction. Renmazuo, this is Billy's gear. Height is that, base weight is that. It's a lightweight one. Like the other Omnigears, it was at one point an anima relic absorbed by Deus. Using data taken from Xenogears, sages. This is literally the same as Steers. Slow down. The standard weapon is the same as before its reconstruction. Billy's father's bunt line cannon can still be used too. Okay, so this line's different. Okay. Where's Jesse? Is he still alive? We haven't seen him in a bit. He's probably... No, he's not in the gun room. I was just there. Primera's still here. We saw her. Like there's no more Shevat throne for him to hang out in. I think it's so weird. Is it incomplete? It doesn't have any arms. Crescens. It's Emeralda's gear. Oh yeah, super lightweight. This gear's controls are quite unique. The colony of nanomachines from Emeralda's body physically merges with the gear for direct control. Theoretically, this gear shouldn't require repairs, but it seems they don't try to repair anything except Emeralda herself. So we're left with no other choice but to have to maintain the gear. This is the same as ever. Okay. Alright, Emeralda. You want to play a card game? Hold on, I need to talk to Margie first. We're not quite done with things. I missed this part of the game. It's been a long time since I got to do all this. That's not the room. This is the room. I may have been getting in everyone's way up to now, but I can't stand to think Faye and all his friends may perish away like us. What? I'm going to fight so that this kind of thing never happens to anyone again. You're the only ones who can save us. We're counting on you. Okay. Nope. Where does Satan hang out? Gunroom? I would like to speak to him. I know where Bart hangs out. Yeah, here we go. I'm sure Elly is alive and well, if we just go on believing it. So we got overworld traversal, but we don't quite have the full party. We are missing one important person. I wonder if I will ever get to control her again. Maybe at the very, very end. So for the longest time I could not get a read on who the final boss of this game is going to be. At this point, I guess I still don't know for sure. Definitely not Groff anymore, not id. Probably Krelian or Deus or some combination. We went through a lot together, but this one's going to be really tough. But we won't die. We'll come back alive. I'll be asking you to join me again when this is all over, okay? Chapter title was... Wait, I need to play cards, I need to go to Nortune, and I need to go to anywhere else. First and last. Right, yes, that's Zohar's thing. Satan gains some EP, that's right. Deus integrated with Zohar and awoke, but we found out Deus is in the center of the giant structure created out of the fallen Merkava. The only way we can think of to destroy Deus is to penetrate into there and make our way into the center. That structure used to be Merkava itself, but we must assume the inside has changed significantly. We don't know what dangers await inside of there. Please be very careful. Yeah, thanks Sigurd. Let me take care of it. I will destroy Deus, even if it costs me everything I have. The Slayer of God. Faye, are you sure about this? Bart? I know what you must be thinking now. If you destroy Deus, the proliferation of the nanomachines that are out to turn this planet itself into a weapon will stop. But if you end up losing Elly, who was united with Deus for that very purpose, then what good will it be? But... That's right, Faye. She's our friend who's been through a lot with us too. I think that saving a dear friend is just as important as protecting our planet or saving the world. Do you, Sigurd? I mean, do you really? Like, sort of, but also sort of not. What better reason is there to fight? If you can't even save your friends, then how could you save the world? Don't you agree? Not entirely. Yeah, Sig's right. Don't you ever give up, Faye, no matter what. You're the only one who can release Elly from Deus' spell. Like, it's the right thing to say to Faye in the moment, but, like, philosophically? But we'll give you as much backup as we can. So, thanks a lot, Bart, Sigurd. I won't give up. You volunteered to fight for the young master and the rest of us, so it's our turn to fight for you and Elly. Let's go, Faye, to gain true freedom. Shall we launch the Yggdrasil? Yep. And after that speech, I'm gonna go play cards. That's why we're launching the Yggdrasil. Are there battles here? Are they battles that... There are battles. Are they battles that I want to be in a gear for? No. Okay, what death blow is everybody learning? Do you know... Yes, you know Tornado Hand, okay? Oh, not doing damage to that. Alright, you're probably learning this one. Oh. Okay, Neo Gimmick. You ate me. Where'd he go? He's just gone. He's been absorbed into the Neo Gimmick. Oh, you have Death Roll. Okay, good for you. Okay, so therefore, this is the most effective thing to do to you. Well, Faye's dead. Okay. If you say so. Oh, you have flame lariats. Whoops. Alright. Let's see if this actually does damage. No, it heals. Great. But it also died. What? Okay. Maybe it hit 0 before, Golden Vest, what's that? Yeah, maybe it hit 0 before the heal went off and therefore it still died. Hey look, Faye's back. Is my map black? No, just only on the menu. Hey, check it out. A better armor item. Oh, give it to Rico. Oh wait, I have 2. Alright, I'll also give one to... How much does Emeralda need it? More than Faye. Okay. Well, it's a worthwhile reason to fight here. I'm not gonna grind to get golden vests for everybody from monster drops. But I could. Okay, the cards I wanted to say were here? Maybe? This feels right. Maybe. Yeah, it's you. I do. Then it's a challenge. Emeralda will play. Alright, I'll attempt this without pausing. You're probably better than Queenie, I would imagine. I need to remember how this works. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you are just a kid. Whoa. Okay, that was on my end. Sorry. My screen just went black and it was strange. I thought something was going on, but it's back now. The equipment I'm using for this has some problems. I've forgotten how to play this, clearly, so it's good that I'm up against a kid who doesn't, well, is also fairly rudimentary at it. Alright, I can 2, oh, not anymore. I'll king, I'll ace, I'll 2, I'll 3, I'll 4, I'll 4. Okay, having fun there? Jack, 10, Jack, Queen, you Queen, good for you, I'll King. Okay, great. Alright, I've lost my primary display, so I guess I'll use my secondary one. Not the greatest time for this. Okay, well you won because of that. Great. Thanks, my equipment didn't work. Well, I can hear what happens when she loses. Wow! Emeralda, come on now. I'm gonna go wiggle a cable and see if it helps. Well, it did not. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I got some jank in my setup. I'm hoping it'll hold off just long enough that I get past the point where I'm recording on a PlayStation and then I won't have to worry anymore. You're no good. Come back later. Okay? Alright, I'll use pausing this time. And maybe remember how this game works. It has been a long time, to be fair. King, 10. I can't do anything and neither can you. 3, I can do something. I can do something. Oops. 6 and 7, I can do that. You can too. Okay, sure. I can ace that king. I can... Wait, no, that king's not in the field. Wow. 8 and 2. I have an ace. You have a king, I have an ace, you have an ace. But you couldn't use it. Right, I have a 9, sorry. Ooh, you were ready for that. Queen, I can jack. Ace, I can't do anything. Okay. 2. Got nothing. King, got a queen. Ah, dang it. Jack, I have a queen. You had a jack. Good for you. I think you're winning this one. Dang it! Really? Yeah, you suddenly got a whole lot better. Yeah, you've already won, haven't you? There's something I can do here? Are you sure? 9, 5, 9, 4, 4. 5. Okay. Is there any possible way I could win this? I doubt it. Let's see, if I could... No matter what I do, like, you win. Okay. And Emeralda hates you.
Hate you.
So that voice line exists exactly just for this purpose, right? Some of them were repurposed, but some of them are unique. Alright, let's try this again. I got real lucky that first round, except then I didn't. Got unlucky in a different way. Yes. I do appreciate that you're not at the level of difficulty of Queenie. But still. Making me work for this. Jack, 9. I can respond to 9, and so can you. And I got there first. Good. I have 7. Then you have... Yeah, of course you do. Wait. 7, 6, 5. Good, I got the 5. If I 4-3 fast enough, I couldn't. Alright, that gives you the jack, and I'd rather not, so let's not yet. I'll do other things first. Let's see. If I do this, then I can steal that from you again. Okay, that's cool. In case you get a 2, you did. Alright, I'm taking it. Right, I have things I can do. My video device is failing again, so that is causing me some problems. King, queen. Yeah, you have a queen though, that's a problem. And you've already won. What? How did that happen? Okay. I didn't see when you played that many cards. I thought we were pretty much equal. Alright. This one's gonna take a few tries, I guess. Partially because I can't always see what I'm doing? That's a little bit of a problem. Let's try again. You're right, I am no good. That's why I pause all the time. And even that's not enough. And there goes my display. It's gone again. And it's back. 4. I have a 3, you have a 5. You're gonna get to it first. You did not. Okay. Ah. 7. And that's an ace, and I can king it. You could have, but you didn't get to. 10. I can jack. 8, 9. 10, 9. Or I could have jacked. 8, 9. Okay, that's nice. Good for me. Queen. I will jack before you can king. Okay. Here's a 6. Here's a 7. Here's a 6. Alright, cards were very much in my favor here. I'm not going to use that queen yet. I guess I want to... Okay, well, that was fine, I suppose. Could have gone better. Okay. I just need this queen to go anywhere. It probably will. It will. Okay, I won.
Out of my way.
Alright then. So aggressive, this girl. Wow. Sore winner. You're real good. Here, take this. Emmer Jr. doll. Do you want to continue? No thanks. Your winning record will be wiped out if you do. Oh, what? Is that okay? Oh, I'm supposed to win multiple games? Hold on. Do I get like a doll of someone else? Continue the game. Then it's a challenge. What? Okay, I'll play once more. I'll play as Rico this time. Let's see if I get a Rico Jr. doll. Right, there was a Bart Jr. doll available at the battling arena. So are these just like extra weird little things? Oh, wait a second. I wonder if he like jacks up his difficulty as this goes on, maybe. Well, I'm gonna have to play that. I don't really want to, but I have to. Wait, hold on. Jack. I thought I played a queen? I guess you played a jack. Queen, ace... You can king and that's all. That's a 2. Okay, I can 4, you can 5, I can 6, you can 7, I can 8. It just kind of keeps on going. Ah. 10 jack, nope. Yeah, you pause a little bit in front of each card, but you are very winning here. Well. This is not ideal. All of this is very unfortunate. Yeah, you have extremely won. Dude. So now my win streak is gone? Well, dang it, now I have to win again to see if I get something other than a Ember Jr. doll, don't I? That's fine, I can probably win again. But my winning record gets wiped out. Is it by a loss or by quitting? You're no good. Come back later. Oh. Alright, well if there are rewards for winning multiple times in a row, I'm just not going to have those. Emmer Jr. doll. Okay, let's look carefully. No cameras allowed in Arena. Book 1. The Adventures of Big Joe. Yeah, where is he? Does that not go in... Did you take the doll back? Because I... Maybe it's a piece of equipment. It is. Creator unknown. Okay. So it's like the choo-choo idol, maybe. I don't know what it does, though. I couldn't detect an effect of the choo-choo idol. See, I need to know. I will play you one more time. Win or lose, I'm gonna play once with Faye. And if I don't win, then I just won't know what you have for him. I do wonder if it's a Faye Jr. doll, though. Well, I don't know if I'll get to know, though. Okay. 7. And what's the other one? Queen. I can do something with that. Not anymore! Nine. 10, Jack. Okay, I denied you something, but not anymore. 6. 7. No, 6, 7. King, Queen. King, Ace, 2, 3. 4, 5. Sure, I guess that's what I've done. Let's see. 5, 6. Or I could 3. I can 5 this and 3 that. And that's better for me, sorta. maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. Oh, hey, did I haven't won yet. And I'm not going to. Dang it. I got rid of a lot of my cards, but then couldn't do anything. Okay, well, like I said, I was going to play once more.
It's not over yet.
Yes, it is. We're done. Okay, got it. So, there's stuff to win here. And they're like win streaks? Yeah, no, I'm not going that deep into this. But I appreciate trying it a little bit at least. Uh-huh. Alright, now let's go try another minigame at the arena. Wait, was that? No, it's the dolphin, right. Okay. I thought I saw a choo-choo there. So Jesse, I don't know where Jesse is. What can I discover out in the world? Okay, where's out in the world? Is it here or is it the other side? It's the other side. Okay, what's the direction I go to escape this screen? West? West, okay. But over here it points me north. Okay. Alright, Norton. Right, it's the jump button to go forward. So there's also these two dungeons, apparently. Ah! Oh, that was my display going away again. Ah! Alright. That is really annoying. What was this location? I thought something had happened in the game. Yeah, okay, so... yeah, it's super obnoxious to play while my equipment's acting up, but sometimes that happens. What's in this location? I'm trying to land. There, I managed it. Gears can't go in... Oh, it's Tora's house, of course. Is he here? Yes. Thanks for visiting. You're looking mighty healthy. I want to help you more, but this body can't survive unless it breathes the air here. Looks like I'm just about ready to meet my maker, huh? Ho ho ho. Oh, Tara. Don't worry, I'll stop my moaning. Besides, I have a nice present for you. Manly mantle, goddess robe. Okay, thanks. The fate of the world is in your hands. We're counting on you. In the meantime, I will just watch from here. Manly mantle. Defense up when ally KO'd. Okay. Sure. And goddess robe. Didn't I have one of those already? Or am I imagining this? I think I'm thinking of something else. Either defense values plus 10. Cool. So this would be Emeralda or Choo Choo. Ellie's not here. Ether, Eth Def. I mean, makes sense for her. She is in Black Mage. And Maria, right, that's the other female party member. But like, only Emeralda could really take advantage of that right now. Or Ellie if she were here. Maybe this is an indication that someday she will be again. Or maybe it's just for Emeralda. Norton. Might be quicker this way. I also want to look at the remains of Bledovic. Goliath Factory is still there. Can I go there? What if I try? I cannot. It doesn't exist anymore. This is Emeralda. You are doing this. Oh, Faye's health is low. That's right, he got absorbed by a thing. Well, and he's going down again. That wasn't what I wanted to do. So this place. They say a part of it is still standing, but it looks like pretty much the whole thing is still standing, minus where the Hecht blew up. Can I... Oops, that's not the button I wanted. Sigurd, please don't give me your whole speech again. Let's go to win ourselves true freedom. Okay, thanks. There. I managed to set down. Sometimes it's hard. Whoa. Ooh. Oh. It's spooky in here. Blue crystal. Imp. Imperial Inf Ore. What's this about? Okay, so this is... This is where I can exchange items. Currency exchange. Lost. Code error. This is odd. I know I have some hub jerky, right? Code clear. Max check 30. Count programming engaged. The amount paid. The energy. Thanks. So you're the B Info Center equivalent. I sold my fangs and eyeballs and scales, I think. I probably have some hob meat. Hub steak. Okay, thanks. I did need some money. Shame I sold my ivory, because yeah, that price is better, isn't it? This one doesn't work. I'm pressing and nothing is happening. Huh. Okay. World map. So it's literally just the item exchange? Wait, I had to go there. Okay, so this place still functions. Got it. There's Big Joe. The continent of Ignis and its countries, the empire of Kislev and the kingdom of Ave, these all no longer exist. Our world lost such names on that day. The survivors have gathered in the... Dang it! Video, please! Get your act together! The survivors have gathered in the snowfield, far to the south. It's the last stand of the living. I abandoned this place once, but it's the city in which I was born. I can't turn my back on it that easily. That's why I came back. Back to what was once the Imperial capital. Even if destruction was going to come on this world, I'd go on protecting it. Okay, I'm gonna reboot my HDMI splitter again. There, maybe. From that day on, peace has disintegrated, but we are alive. That's a truth that can't be changed. It's not that everything has ended. Our planet has just returned to its original state, and we are still alive. All has not been lost. Looking at your eyes, I know you two haven't lost your hope. I remember the day you came to the Imperial capital. Hey, Joe. Destruction was poured out onto our entire world. Death poured down on all the living. It was fate, unavoidable fate. Allow me to show my appreciations for all you have done, fellas. I brought this here from the Wildcat Bar in what was the Imperial capital Nortun. I also fixed it up a little. It should be a lot more friendlier now, but you'll never know unless you try, so give it a listen, huh? It was hard to get rid of the elegant old grain look it had when placed in the Wildcat, but... Well, anyway, don't you think the new faux marble design is kinda groovy? He brought the jukebox. Listen for a bit of fun. A theme. Oh, hey, we got track select here. That's much better. Okay, so I can actually listen to all of them. The soundtrack for this game is not super enormous. This makes it look larger than I think it actually is. There must just be a lot in a theme. Alright, well, you can recognize it from the first few bars, I'm sure. First few notes, really. Man, it stops as soon as I enter this menu. It could keep going until I select one of these, but it doesn't. Track 05. Oh, it's that one. 6. Alright, that one. Video signal's still acting up. Blackman Forest. What's this? Oh, Graph, right, okay. I did not recognize the first note of that. What was that? Was that 8 or 9? That was 8. Or sorry, 8 or 7 is what I meant. Alright, and that's what we were just hearing out there, maybe. A battle! I think I know what these three are going to be. Mm-hmm. And the other one's going to be the gear battle. You know the one. Dungeons! Drip, drip, drip. That's like underneath Bledavik sewers. Or Kislev sewers. This place. This is what it sounded like in the Goliath factory, I think? Probably. That was the Soylent facility, I want to say. Maybe some other places too. All of these are just so ambient. So no music in dungeons, just sounds. Well, there's this one, sure. And then this one. Okay, that's music. Sure. Wait. 7 is the same as 5? Appears to be. Weird. Okay. Nature. Oh, we got a bunch of these. Okay, yeah. Soundtrack is larger than I thought. When you include all the ambience and everything. I don't know the names of most of these tracks. I know a few of them. Okay. There's some overlap. Again, this makes the soundtrack look bigger than it is. Overlap and repeats. Even in the same category. Underwater. The world. Okay. That was also available in a theme. And there's a page 2. Hey, Lahan. This one's called My Village is Number 1. Sitan's house. Dazzle. Gotta see what the remains of that place look like. Was that 3 or 4? It was 3. Pirate hideout turns into the Yggdrasil theme. Nissan. Bledvik. Yggdrasil. Right. D block. That was 8, I think. Thames doesn't exist anymore. Captain might be alive somewhere, but we don't know. Was that 9 or... yeah, it was. It's hard to keep track with all this menuing. Shevat. That was 10, right? I think. What's this? Did I ever hear this? That's not what it sounded like at the orphanage, is it? Is it? I don't think so. Oh no, this was Solaris City Streets, that's right. Okay, it took me a moment. Whoa. So, Etranank, right. Ethos HQ, I think, is where that one was heard. And flying. Requiem. So normal sleep. I'm gonna get alternate sleep here. Yep. Loss at cards. That's how I know that one. Which was also alternate sleep. Was winning at cards. Where was I? 4 is next, I think. Spooky. This makes me wonder, if Franz had a sound effect selector, would I go through literally the entire list? I think what we're seeing here indicates that I might. But since he's random, I can't do that. Query about Joe's sprite. He's wearing like some sort of weird sunglasses, isn't he? But on his portrait he's not? Can I change the camera now? Not now. I think I skipped track 2. Alright, final one. Emotion, track 4. Hey, how fitting. That's now the music here. As it should be. Yeah, sunglasses on sprite, but not in this portrait. Weird. Alright, thanks for preserving that. There's other people to talk to, though. I already heard what you had to say. A lot more friendly, you're right, because I can actually select... So there's something next to his eye, but that's definitely not sunglasses. Former Imperial City Guard. What inhumed our world that day was an angel, a so-called messenger of God? My sister, my mother, my father, they are all dead. I am a soldier of the military empire of Kislev, and yet, I could do nothing. Damn it, damn everything. Okay. Nothing learned, nothing gained. Ask and you shall receive, perhaps. Battler, what do you need to know about the nothing? I guess I'm playing one round of this. Sure. What's the game mode again? Special mode 1, same as ordinary, except for woohoo. Special mode 2. Upon winning about, you receive battle points. Okay, so I want 2. Ah, dang it! I'm trying to enter. Yes, let me enter. Special mode 2. Select your gear to pilot. Xenogears. Oh, I can have any of the 3. Gear level 1? What does that mean? It's okay as it is. Let's use this music. Okay. Xenogears has been sent to the competitor's paddock. So only Faye can enter, but he can use any of his 3 gear forms. Except in Special Mode 1, I can do whatever. I got to play as a Renkar dragon last time I did that. Merman. Alright. We got this music. How did I do this again? Let's see. I run around, I press buttons, and things just kind of happen. Wait, what is... What? My buttons aren't buttoning. Am I pressing the wrong ones? What was that? Wait, what is happening? I am completely lost here. None of my buttons are like... Okay, I'm looking at the right one. I know what Xenogears looks like. There's a run button in here somewhere. It's... I found it. Okay. Jeez, that thing is... These uncomfortable spiky protrusions. Someday I'll be able to attack you? Maybe? Also, there's a block button in here somewhere. Okay, that should be a win for me. It's not. I lost. Okay. My controls didn't feel like they were working the way I expected them to. Oh, yeah, I just lost that. Too bad you lose. It was not due to any obvious flaw. Okay. Got nothing. Or wait, no, special bonus was 0. I did get 48p. So remind me of the rewards once more. I have 224, total 320. Oh right, isn't this menu like impossible to use? And she gives me all sorts of lip about... Yeah, it doesn't tell me what the prices are until I look at an individual one. No, I think I'll pass. Let me out of here. Like I'm never gonna get enough points for anything worthwhile. Alright, okay, so that place still exists. That's what it's like now. The music reverts when I come out of here. Even though I tell it to keep the current music, it still reverts. Okay. So, other stuff to see in the world. I want to see Bledavik and Dazzle ruins. And like, Sidon's house? Is that just gone? Isn't that up here somewhere? There it is. It's still there. So Lahan ruins. I could probably still go there, but I don't have a reason to. Nobody lives there now. You sure? So what's Dazzle like? No longer exists. Looks like it no longer exists. I think I just can't go in. Oh, there are gears here. I don't want to call a gear. Let's not fight. There's no point in fighting in gears because I can't practice death blows. Well, I might get, like, money and items and stuff. And experience, probably. Okay, you get a lot of experience for gear battles. There are a few reasons to fight in gears. But death blows are apparently the only thing I care about. Bledovic. I guess, like, place still exists, it's just that all the people are dead. You know, that little problem. Yeah, so no approach available. Wait, that's the approach. Still no approach available. Okay. Oh, the gears do that when I mount the ship. I don't really have a reason to go to the pirate base, even if it was still there. I'll check Nissan. So there's Fort Jasper. Yeah, Nissan no longer exists. Okay. What's this up here? So Deus is that one over there. I don't want to go there right now. I'll look at it from afar. Just don't want to get accidentally sucked into a final dungeon. How close can I get? I super do not trust this. Okay, there it is. That's what it looks like. Okay. What was this again? Oh, this was one of the Anima Relic dungeons, but like, why is it still on the map? You telling me I can go here? Anima Relic 2? I can, and that's weird. Okay, well, easy party change here, but I can do that at the Yggdrasil. Ah, shoot, it's this dang place. Okay, how do I get out of here? I do not want to fight you. Thanks. Crescents need some upgrades. Is this the exit? No, this is the puzzle room. Where's the exit? This is the exit. Okay. Let's not do this. Why can I come back here? It doesn't seem like there's any point to that. Okay, so where was that place that just put me right back on my ship? Didn't even have to remount. That one thing I saw once, it was sort of in the central continent, I thought. Which central continent? This one? Okay, so that's the ruins of... Whoa, video signal. Yeah, I saw that. It's kinda still there. This place! What are you? You don't have a dot on the map. That probably means I can't go here. Lighthouse! Wait, no I can. Okay. It's a lighthouse. I'd better save before I go in here. Hold up. Hammer said this lighthouse base is thousands of years old. It's sturdy, so they put a light on top of it to make it into a lighthouse. But nobody knows what's inside of it. Let's find out after I save. Have I found an actual optional dungeon? Am I ready for an optional dungeon now? Not really. I'll poke my head in. If this looks like a big major thing, I might not do it now. Especially with my silly video capture setup acting up as it is. So Rico knows something here. This the party I'm going with? Well, I'm not changing it, so apparently. Oh, we're going down? I thought we'd go up. Nope. The elevator stopped before the camera did. Why was that so funny? What does that say? Quebec? We found Canada. The city we saw from Emeralda's ruins. So we're down in Zeboim. Are we? We've come a long way from there. Wait, this is Zeboim? Oh, let's check it out. Yeah, it's just an actual city. Quite modern. Okay, I don't want to be in Gears. Whoa, look how Crescens comes onto the scene. Alright, let's exit Gears here. Would that be appropriate? Let's find out. See, I don't want to fight that type of enemy in Gears. But then it looks like we can get out of our gears and go in here on foot, okay? Yes. Sounds great. Let's do that. Go in here. You say in the middle of the street. But then this happens! And I'm gonna just die because of it. Yeah, that was party-wide damage. Wow! Yeah, let's get out of our gears. Great idea, Faye. I say as the one who did it. So it sounded like you were saying proceed this way. But... no? What are you saying? You want me to go into a building somewhere? Here? I found the spot. Okay, what? What is this mood in here? Whoa, hey, check it out, it's Joe. With a bunch of treasures. Hi, Joe. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to talk to you. How do you like my shop? Pretty good, huh? It's Joe's shop, so of course it's all Joe brand. Okay. Let's buy some Joe brand goods. Oh, he sells Drive. Okay, that's cool. Enables you to play dead? Cancels play dead. Tragedian Comedian. Okay. That could be interesting. Actually. Okay, so trade money for stats here if you want. Cool. And also there's some weird stuff. Come again sometime. Yeah, no, I want to see what else you got. Gear parts, I see. Power magic, veil doubler, pilot shield. Whoa! Okay. That'll probably use a lot of fuel. It's also very expensive. Ooh, that's fun. I wonder if that'll be relevant anywhere. Gee, Godson ammo. I should buy some of this. Okay. Okay. Do you have tune-ups? Yeah! Omega 100. 100 output, 1000 fuel! What?! So... that's a bad idea. Oh geez, what is with that equip text? That is not proper. So Zibsen Stier upgrades that I will not be able to afford. Okay, so yeah, you have the best stuff here. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. Did I check your armor? Yes. Yeah, it's good stuff. I can't afford any of it. I'm gonna steal some of your stuff. It is nice, though. Comedian! Book 1! Wait, I already had Book 1, didn't I? Right, the Legend of Big Joe or whatever. Now I have a second copy. Is there a Book 2? Also, can I loot this chest somehow? Yes. Aquasol. Okay, great. Well, I found the Joe shop. Alright, it's here. Still a complete mystery as to who this guy actually is. I mean, I could take it at face value and say he's just some super resourceful weird guy who keeps showing up, but I don't know. He is, Gee, Godfather. Oh, okay. So maybe not so much an optional dungeon, but like a place to just loot a bunch of stuff. It's sort of a dungeon. I'm trying to get in my gears, but I couldn't. Okay, I don't want to be. Good. What are you? Let's see if I can win this fight. I can. Hammerhead, F1. Okay. Oh, thanks for the healing. Oh, you stole my AP, though. Fuck. No, you're draining my HP. You're healing yourself, not me. Okay, you're not being that nice. Oops, I know Flame Lariat already. I forget. But you don't know whatever this is. I'm gonna give Rico another turn because I flubbed his. Hell Splash! There we go. And 4 eyeballs. Let's take a look at Deathblows. Apparently this is a part of the game I enjoy. Apparently, for some reason. Kake, getting there. It's probably the input I'm doing. Koke was presumably square X? I did that a bunch. Ray count. So I know what that is. Oh, you don't know about any others. Okay, but you're the first one to learn... Okay, Hell Splash, water, probably. You're the first one to learn a thing of that type. Aren't you special? Okay, I'm in my gears now. Okay, so here's another entrance. This is strange. Alright, it was a store once. Cashier. Oop. Deathblower 1, nice! That's enough to equip a full party! Since I'm here, now, let's give it to, somebody. Crescents? Sure. Yeah, the Deathblower 1 is the good one. Deathblower 3 seems not so great. Where did it go? There it is. So I can't, like, sort that menu or anything. It just goes in the order it wants to go in. Yeah, look at that, like, electrical outlet there. This is just, like... you know, totally normal thing from our world. They did call this planet Earth, to be fair. Is there an Earth city that looks like this? Not one that I've been to. Well, I can't get out of my gears. Like, it seems like a flaw to me. I can only get into them but not out. I guess I'll run around outside and then run into griffins and die and lose everything that I just did. So was that the way I came in? Yeah, maybe? Probably? That's a big chest. Deathblower 3, okay. The one I don't like. Can't tell what that says. The letters are too small. Whoa, how did I thought it was standing still, but I guess not still enough. Alright, Another F1. Carrier instead of Hammerhead this time. You know what, Faye? I want you to learn Koke. You can skip ahead. Alright, so let's try that Hell Splash. Okay. It's strong, as death blows tend to be. So I'm pretty much presuming that going to Deus now would be final dungeon, and this is just last opportunity to do stuff in the world. Like, where could the story go otherwise? I've been asking that for a while. And it keeps finding new places to go, so I don't know. These things are strong. Emeralda's gonna go down. If she gets touched at all anymore. Rico gonna go down too. Alright, so this is an input I haven't done. We're doing this one. Yeah, there she goes. Well, I'd like that death blow credit, so, you know, don't die. Is this good enough to be worth anything? Kinda. I don't know if that'll let you survive another attack. It does. Okay. I don't know what you're doing, so I guess just that? I mean, that must be the input, right? Probably. Oh, Faye is invincible. Right, he has the manly mantle. Alright, you knock that off. No, you knock that off. Okay, Invincible Faye is gonna get the numbers down to 1 and then resurrect his friends. Man, what a difference. No, I was gonna give... Okay, well, whatever. She did not come back with a lot of health. I should buy her some HP drive, maybe. You still haven't learned your basic, that's not so basic. Whatever that is. It's the fire elemental one, probably. Didn't learn it. Are you at 99 now? I don't know if that was worth enough. You're at 1 EP. I guess I'll Mega Soul you. You are at 99? Okay. Next battle, maybe? I have a lot of Omega Soul. Not seeing any of those other glowy yellow entrances. Maybe they were just in the one district. Is this a new place to me? This is the Joe shop again, isn't it? The wide one. No, this is something else. There's a... Oh, a memory cube. Well, we don't have to worry about the elders reading our thoughts anymore. They're all dead. I guess I'll poke around here a little more. It's interesting. But I don't know, I worry this dungeon is becoming a dungeon, maybe. That door doesn't open. Like, a memory cube here is a worrying prospect. Some kind of computer room. All these fancy sliders and things. What kind of work took place here? I'd say this was a recording studio, but there's no actual audio booth in it. ND! News! Oh, okay, it's a broadcast station. Here we go. Alright. It looks like we can get out of our gears and go in here on foot. Uh-huh. Have I been in this one? One of them just had a chest and not even a scene inside. I have been in this one, I think. Cashier, cashier. I'm going in a weird order, but I think I sort of know where I am and where I've been. So that's the Joe shop there on the left. Yes, I'm pretty certain of that. That one had a little chest in it, I think, maybe. So no entrances here. There are cars here. Okay. Big parking lot. Oh, jeez. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very rude. Is there anything more to see out in this direction? It looks like there's not... Oh, hang on. There's a gate that goes somewhere, maybe. Shellbell, F1. Are you one of those weird ones who wants to be healed? No? No, I'm thinking of a different creature. You're doing this. Maybe this battle you can learn it. HP 1/2. All, right? Alright, that tells me how much health you have. Good to know. Okay. 550 left. You want to do this. It's pretty funny to me that the perpetually behind a death blows Rico is now the one who kind of knows the most. You want... this. It is just too much mental energy to remember what anyone is doing. See, the classic trick here would be to, for you to do a little, like, you know, 70 damage on everybody attack now that you've weakened me this much. Will that happen? Oh, I can see the cars in this battle scene. They're very flat. They're too small for us. We couldn't fit in those. Perhaps the people of this civilization were tiny. You're doing this. Their buildings are us-sized, though. So hang on, what's the Zeboim lore? So humans have been on this planet for 10,000 years. Zeboim was... When was that wiped out? In the Days of Destruction 500 years ago? Or... I don't remember. Didn't learn Koke. Maybe soon. This is a place for gears to go. Oh, that might also be a place for gears to go. It's not. It looks like platforming. Wait, hang on. There's a little door. Can't use. Can't use this either. Alright. I guess I'm done here? It's hard to tell. Alright, I'll do a gear battle with some kind of dark dragon. Sure. Xenogears, that's what it's like. Yeah, it's a dragon. Okay. Cool. You know, one of those city dragons. Dance bash! A little poke. Like one wingtip. Claw, claw. Now you don't have a death blower. Devil's dress. Is that something you want to put on? Sorry, devil dress. No, it's not. Okay, well, I think I saw this whole place. That's cool. If I ever have an excess of money, right, like that'll happen, then I could come back here and spend on Joe things. Wow, you knocked that entire gear over. That is impressive. You gotta keep right on doing it. Not that one, though. If I encounter a griffin in my gear, I'll fight the battle, because I haven't actually seen how that one plays out yet. But I'll be just as happy not to. Okay, I'm just as happy. Okay, so, the Joe shop. That was the main feature there. A few other treasures. What an odd little place. Alright, so next time maybe I'll see what it means to go to Deus, because I think I'm out of other things to do. I wonder if that's on the Yggdrasil's chart now. Let's check. And there was nothing else in the world. It is on the map now, so that added a dot. But yeah, like, unless I want to grind for experience and money and things, I think I'm pretty much done with the world now. That was what remains of it. Well, I could check Sidon's house. I should absolutely check Sidon's house. Oh, Lighthouse doesn't go on the map. You know what? Alright, I'm gonna do that now. So not all things are on the Yggdrasil's map. Well shoot, now that makes me wonder about the orphanage. It probably is still there on the map, but I can't enter because there's no one there, right? Whoa. What was this? I should know what this crater is, but I don't. That's not where we fired the cannon to obliterate the thing under the Ethos HQ. The Ethos HQ is over here. Tower of Babel's still standing. No, Ethos HQ is... That's the way to Zaboim. Thames is gone. Right, it sank. This is the orphanage? Yes. And yeah, it's just not a place anymore. What are you? Wind Seraph. Oh geez, right, a Seraph, of course. I forgot those were a thing. Okay, so you can just encounter those in the wild. Of course you can. That makes sense. I'll give you a little poke with a feather. Poke! Okay, that was a meaningful battle to have fought. 900G? That's it? Oh, that's fine. What do I expect? Okay, yeah, so the Ethos HQ was... where was it? I guess maybe it was on this landmass and that... No, it's here. Okay. Some of the walls fell. Looks all ruined. Yep, can't go. Alright. But yeah, like, what's at this continent? This is a big bunch of wreckage. This isn't where Merkava fell. Is it where Merkava rose out of, maybe? Okay, anyway, whatever. Sidon's house. Hold on, there is a yellow dot there. That's his house, isn't it? Still on the map. No, that's Nortun? Yeah, that's Nortun. Well, I insist. We're going here. There's that weird creature. I got what? Fencing wear? Yeah, I can't even go into Lahan Ruins. I can go to the mountain path, though. I don't know. Endgame Sidon's house really feels like it would have something. I should have him with me. He might do something. Like, bring him to his house and something happens. Oh yeah, remember when this happened in battle? Like, groups would split apart and you'd have to jump to the other thing, or the wolf would jump to me. Yeah, there's the jackal. It approaches me and then jumps back. Is there anybody else who might have an interest in Sidon's house, other than Faye and Sidon himself? No. It's just those two. Therefore, other party member I'll take will be... I want to try Maria in combat again and see if... So she can't learn death blows, right? Am I absolutely sure about that? I am not absolutely sure about anything. I want to try and see if she can. Just in case I have her all wrong. It would be weird that she has to start from 0. But it's also weird that she just can't do it. I don't know if death blow learning rate has to do with the strength of the enemy. Maybe I'm getting nowhere by doing it here in these battles, or maybe it's just as good. Yes, I insist on this. As long as it takes to switch the party and everything. This is a process. Satan, Maria. Maria was the one who didn't have a voice at all at cards. She just had nothing to say. So if I know my way through here, it's pretty quick. Problem is, it's been too long. Walking course, watch out for cliffs. Doctor's house, right after the bridge. Right, and the bridge was out, so I had to take the walking course. I think I remember that much at least. What are you doing? That's Rumble Earth. I don't think I've ever seen that. Fancy. Alright, Maria, you're gonna not get a turn, apparently. Sit on, quit putting away your sword. Alright, you're gonna attempt the most basic ones. You probably learned nothing. Like on the... Oh! Wait, hang on, no, that's a controls ability. Okay, well this is vaguely almost relevant to her. So yeah, Kokei is there. Oh, you need Festive Wind. Yeah, you need Festive Wind. Yeah, she doesn't even have a skills menu here. Okay. That's evidence enough on its own. Maria has no skills. Maybe I do want to... I don't know. Basic as these battles are, they still take a bit to fight. I do want to see some evidence of whether I can learn death blows here or not. If I get through the entire thing without learning anything, I'll assume that I just can't. Festive Wind was at 89, right? I'll check it after this. After the whole thing. This is kind of a pain to get to. It is way out of the way. And there's probably going to be nothing here. But I don't know that. There is nothing here. That's at least true. But I go this way, right. And then something. Or maybe nothing. He turns upside down for that move. Haze of Fire learned. Okay, so I can. Also, I learned not the one I was targeting. That's fine. Alright, so Deathblow learning here is fine. Also, you know what I should do? I know what I should do. Take off that long dark coat and put on a ring instead. Have to remember to replace it. Is this where I just came from? No. This is the correct way. This way to Dr. Sudan Uzuki's house. Alright, let's do some wizardry. Well, let's try Haze of Fire. Neat. Alright, Maria, since you can't really participate, just don't do anything. Wizardry! Learn that Koke. You didn't do it. Alright, here's the place. Uh-huh. No deceased, please. Chicken inside your house. Body drawing. Your fire's still burning. This food's still on the plate. This place is just in suspended animation. That chicken doesn't cluck. It's a very quiet chicken. I think I saw something up there. No, just part of the weird thing. Okay, well, turns out there was actually nothing here. I say, I don't know that yet, but it does kind of seem that way. Movement's weird here. My jump is faster than normal. Yeah, okay, so there is actually nothing. Alright. Fair enough. There didn't have to be. Oh, hang on. Here's a room. Where am I? Oh, right. Found some Aquasol. Oh, okay. I had to come back here to get the hidden Aquasol in the chicken room. That's the reason. Some Japanese writing. Some other Japanese writing. And then... whatever this device is. Whoops. There was some hidden pin money there once, but I already collected it. Alright, I guess I have to walk all the way back now. That's fine. Maybe I'll learn Koke along the way. How do I leave? This way. Yeah, so no quick way. Just gotta... whoops. Okay, that's the anti-quick way. Oh, really? Come on now. Yeah, this was a very unnecessary detour. Festive Wind. No, it was not. This was a necessary detour to confirm that there was nothing there, and I got an Aqua Soul out of it. One of those attacks says I'm poking with that thing without even taking it out of its sheath. Learn that death blow, Faye. Just do it. You know what? I want Koke more than anything else. And see it on slow. He has too many flourishes. So only Faye is attacking now. Gobble gobble. Oh wow! Your gobble gobble is still serious. That was an actual amount of damage. You didn't learn it. Is it like at 100 but missing a prerequisite? Yes. Oh, okay. Alright, well, that's good to know. Let's work on Kake then. Kake would be... what? Triangle, square, triangle, triangle. Okay. Alright, memory cube is close to the entrance, which is this way? Yes, okay. Alright, so I couldn't just skip to Koke. I guess it has prerequisites. I probably need all the elemental attacks first. That's fair. Okay, so, I gotta save right here. And yeah, next time I guess I'll check Deus because I don't have a lot else to do unless I want to grind, which I don't. So I think I've seen the whole world now. Alright, yeah, and that's probably a final dungeon, but you never know.